One of the major changes between Season 2 and Season 3 of Go Battle League in the Great League is going to be the introduction of Galarian Stunfisk. Now this is a Pokemon that you definitely want to have a counter to or consider using on your team. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at a set of matches that I had in the first part of Season 3 in Go Battle League using Galarian Stunfisk. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, trainers. My name is Oro Chris. I am your catching coach. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you stopping out. If you are interested in Pokemon Go, competitive PvP, and basically anything Pokemon related, consider subscribing. Now, what's unique about Galarian Stunfisk is that it is a Steel and Ground type Pokemon, and that Steel typing gives it some very valuable resistances in the PvP meta. Steel types resisting Flying type attacks as well as Dragon type attacks, and as a result, in a lot of Go Battle League matches, in all three leagues, Great, Ultra, and Master League, you're going to have a lot of Dragon Breath users, Pokemon like Altaria, Giratina, and then Giratina again in the Master League. And in each of those particular metas, having Steel typing typically is more of a benefit than it is a hindrance. Now, Galarian Stunfisk also as a ground type is going to be resisting electric type attacks. Another thing that is fairly common because a very common Pokemon you see in the Great League is Azumarill. So as a result, Galarian Stunfisk is very well situated in the Great League meta currently. And if we head over to pvpoke.com, we can see that Galarian Stunfisk in the Great League is ranked number 2 overall amongst all Pokemon in the Open Great League, with key matchup wins against Altaria, Registeel, Skarmory, Tropius, a ground type that beats a grass type. That is absolutely insane. But because this recommended Tropius, the recommended moveset on pvpoke.com currently is running Air Slash. That's Steel typing, as we discussed, is going to be resisting Flying type attacks from Pokemon like Skarmory, as well as from Tropius, and then also able to beat out Alolan Marowak. And the reason for that, one, having access to ground type attacks is going to be super valuable against a fire type Pokemon like Alolan Marowak, but also going to be getting to, because of its fast move, Mud Shot charges energy so quickly, and as a result it's able to get to those charge moves like Rock Slide, which are super effective into fire types, as well as the very powerful move Earthquake. It does have some tough matchups. As a ground type, it's going to be taking super effective damage from water type attacks like Azumarill. Swampert also very present, and then as that Steel typing, there's no such thing as a free lunch. You do get resistances from Dragon Breath, you do get resistances from Flying type attacks, but it's going to be taking super effective damage from Fighting type moves. So definitely something to be on the watch for, as well as ground type moves. So in that mirror match, be looking out for the shield bait using Rock Slide. You want to try to land that shield on the Earthquake and not the Rock Slide. As far as the matches are concerned, this was from day 2 of Go Battle League. We're starting up in the rank 2 push. Again, falling behind on doing the matches that I need to be doing to climb here. If you want to make it to rank 10, you're going to have to do more matches than what I've been able to commit time to, sadly. So Alolan Marowak, as we see, very popular pick in the Open Great League. Part of the reason being having access as a ghost type to those immunity tier resistance to fighting type moves, like that would be super effective into a Pokemon like Stunfisk. A lot of folks are running fighting type attacks, and as a result, ghost types are very well situated. Also recently with the buff to Driftblim and Hex, Alolan Marowak also has another arrow in its quiver for success in the Great League. So we've got them swapping out of the Alolan Marowak and into Azumarill. Galarian Stunfisk taking super effective damage from Bubble. Luckily, Bubble does not do a lot of damage. This Ice Beam going to be hitting for neutral damage. Steel types resist Ice type attacks. However, ground types take super effective, so those two things negate each other and ends up being a neutral hit. This Ice Beam, however, is going to hurt like crazy into a grass and flying type. Both of those types take super effective damage from an Ice type attack, so you're going to be having double super effective damage, 256% more damage than what they would normally do under a neutral scenario. So here we're going to try to get off to a charge move in time. The Shadow Ball, not going to be quite enough. And then coming in, they have Shiftry. Now Shiftry going to be taking super effective damage from these counters, but Deoxys as a psychic type is going to be taking super effective damage from Foul Play. It looks like the opponent is running Bullet Seed. This was the Community Day exclusive fast move for Shiftry. I think in the Open Great League as well as in Ultra League, if you're going to be running Shiftry, the preferred moveset Snarl typically does a little bit better in a lot of matchups. My recommendation would be to stick with Snarl for the fast move. We've got Colby 565656, really likes the 56 numbering. We've got Tropius into Granbull. The Tropius that I'm running, the PvPoke simulations, as we just mentioned, recommend Air Slash. I personally prefer Razor Leaf. Both moves are very successful in the Open Great League, but I just like that grass type damage into Pokemon like Azumarill. So now the opponent coming in with Primeape. Now as far as charge moves are concerned on Primeape, Low Sweep, the worst of the available charge moves for a Primeape. It has access to Close Combat. That is going to be 5 more energy to launch than the Low Sweep, but it has twice the damage per energy that Low Sweep has. So that extra 5 energy, a lot of times more expensive moves, but that are more damaging. Oftentimes the trade-off isn't worth it, like with Frenzy Plant and Leaf Blade on Sceptile, but in the context of Primeape, that extra 5 energy is well worth it. Night Slash, another great secondary move on Primeape. Primeape does have some play in the Great League. I think it's ranked about 50th overall in the Open Great League. So we've got Lapras coming in, that ice typing taking super effective damage from Deoxys's counters. And now we are back in Granbull. Very successful Pokemon, very good in the Ultra League. If you've not looked at Granbull in the Ultra League, I've got a video covering it here on the channel. Be sure to check that out. I'll put a link up to it up above. And then we've got Leaf Blade coming in. The benefit with a Pokemon like Tropius, 1, it's real bulky, and then 2, Leaf Blade. Razor Leaf charges energy very slowly, does a lot of damage, however, but Leaf Blade is a very low energy cost move. So as a result, you're able to get to those moderately quickly, even though you've got a slow move with Razor Leaf. So we've got Deoxys Defense Form swapping in. They are electing to stay in, taking double super effective damage from the fighting type moves. Rock types and steel types both take super effective damage. So I don't know why they're sticking in, other than they don't have another counter to Deoxys in the back. This is definitely a situation where you would want to be swapping out. Here I've got them low enough on damage or on health that Rock Slide, even though it's going to be resisted, is enough to get them close to or near the knockout. Now we have got Skarmory coming in. I'm expecting the shield, so that's why we launched the less energy costly move Rock Slide. Thunderbolt would have been super effective damage. Rock Slide only neutral damage into Skarmory. I thought that I was going to get hit with a charge move by Skarmory, so I didn't think I could get to the Thunderbolt on that second iteration. So here, Tropius definitely doesn't want to see a Skarmory. We're going to go in with Galarian Stunfisk, and now they have got a very unique pick, unique in the context of the Open Great League. Ivysaur, very solid, very close in performance to Venusaur. If you do not have a Community Day Venusaur with Frenzy Plant, Ivysaur makes a great substitute, but it is a little bit less successful in the Open Great League than Venusaur. So they are able to get off that Sludge Bomb, taking super effective damage into Tropius. Tropius goes down, and now we have got the Rock Slide because I did not want to take a neutral hit from I believe Power Whip is the charge move on Ivysaur. And then here we've got 1 shield remaining. Short of them coming in with a Hail Mary Brave Bird that does way more damage than what I'm expecting. Brave Bird was buffed in the most recent Season 3 move rebalance. We covered that in a video here on the channel. Be sure to check that out. There were some modifications to some moves, some Pokemon getting some rebalanced moves and things of that sort. And then they back out of that match, and we are able to pull off the win on that one. So I believe this is the second match. 2 people coming in for the second match. We've got Umbreon. Umbreon, very successful in the Open Great League. You need to have a Community Day Umbreon in your roster. If you don't, be sure to be setting aside some good EVs if you don't have an Umbreon, if you don't want to try to find someone to trade for it. In the Great League, it is super successful, really thick, and as a result, but you need to have a Community Day move, that one being Last Resort. You need to have something that will hit for neutral damage, because Pokemon like Azumarill, Fairy types, they resist Dark type damage, so you don't want to be running with that. So we're going to elect to shield here. The Snarls are going to be doing not that much damage into a thick Pokemon like Tropius, but Snarl does charge energy very quickly. They elect to shield, so now we're left with a choice. I know that I can take one foul play for sure, and now they have gone both shields down now. I'm going to elect a shield because I want to maintain switch advantage. The Umbreon goes down, and now I'm very close to a Leaf Blade. And they're coming with Skarmory, so we're immediately going to swap out. Now, Skarmory is a flying type. Flying types have immunity tier resistance to ground type moves. That means that they're 2 times resisting ground type moves. So you want to don't want to use a ground type charge move, Rock Slide. You want to try to hit that flying type with a Rock Slide move. Here, I'm taking as a ground type super effective damage from the Water Gun from Lapras, so that's not helpful. However, Rock Slide is going to be hitting for super effective damage, so I definitely want to launch that into the Lapras. Now I have got Deoxys Defense Form in the back, and with access to Thunderbolt, this is all but over unless, again, Brave Bird does way more damage than what I'm expecting. I've not seen many folks running Brave Bird. Typically, the preferred moveset up to the beginning of Season 3 for Skarmory was Flash Cannon and Sky Attack. There is some simulation data on PvPoke.com indicating that the, I think, really triple flying moveset of Sky Attack, Brave Bird, and I think Air Slash is the fast move. Those are all very successful moves in that regard. I would not TM away, for example, a Community Day move like Bullet Seed, but they're basically clones of each other in terms of damage and in terms of energy per turn. But overall, in that situation, he would have been better served having Snarl, because that would have been super effective into a Pokemon like a Psychic type like Deoxys. So they're going to switch. A good safe switch in the Great League is going to be Vigoroth as a fighting type. Fast move counter. A Psychic type like Deoxys is going to be resisting that, so I swap in to meet the Vigoroth. These Body Slam, the Body Slam spam is going to hurt, so we're going to elect to shield this one. We want to win out this matchup, and I've got Rock Slide ready. Questionable whether or not I should have tried to... I think I was trying to get off the charge move before I ate another Body Slam. However, they likely got charge move priority. Whichever Pokemon has the higher attack stat, that Pokemon's charge move, if you launch them at the same time, will be used first. So that's why Body Slam in that scenario, I'm pretty sure why that one was beat out by Deoxys. Deoxys Defense Form has a very low attack stat. So here, that Thunderbolt, very helpful in the matchup against Skarmory. Now, Galarian Stunfisk, ground types typically have a hard time with flying type Pokemon, but this Rock Slide is going to be able to hit for neutral damage against a flying type that has steel typing. Steel types resist rock type damage. Flying types take super effective, so again, those two things negate. Now the opponent at the end has a Wish Cache in the back, and they have got a tough matchup to turn that around. So we are able to pull out the win there and rewarded with a Machop. So as we see, overall going 5-0 in that set, very successful set of matches. And we do advance into rank 3. So overall, Galarian Stunfisk very well situated in the Open Great League. We also saw some really successful performance from both Tropius and Deoxys Defense Form. Now this team was very close to one of the top rated teams on the PvPoke recommended infographic for the Great League using their trainer battle simulations. We discussed that in yesterday's video. Be sure to check that out. That team that was recommended on the PvPoke trainer battle simulation infographic had Azumarill instead of Deoxys. What's solid about Deoxys Defense Form is that it is a tremendously strong safe switch, as is Azumarill, but it's a very strong safe switch in the Open Great League. And what a safe switch is if you've got a bad matchup in the lead position, you can swap in with your safe switch that some Pokemon that's very tanky or is going to be able to at least do solid neutral damage into most matchups, doesn't get really hard countered or walled by any particular common meta Pokemon. You don't want to have a rock, paper, scissors situation where you swap out into a hard counter into their lead Pokemon, and then they just swap into the hard counter into your secondary Pokemon. None of that's good. You want to have something like a safe switch, something that's just a good generalist to ensure that you've at least got some solid matchup against their second Pokemon. We are continuing our Road to Rank 10 series here on the channel. I'm going to try to get more battles and more videos out, so I appreciate you sticking around till the end of this one. But until next time, happy catching.